the wild cat. The wild cat lived on the streets, had no home, and roamed the condominium looking for affection and a place to call his own. His name was Pipo, a gray cat with soft fur and bright yellow eyes. He had gotten used to sleeping on sidewalks and watching the children who walked by with their backpacks and laughter, always dreaming of a different life. Every day, Pipo found shelter near the house of Kelly, a cheerful girl who had never paid any attention to him. Even so, he waited, sitting in front of the door, hoping that maybe, just maybe, she would give him a smile or a cuddle. But Kelly was always busy, running to school or having fun with her friends, without ever noticing Pipo's sweet gaze. He never gave up. Despite living on the streets, Pipo had a big and brave heart, and he felt that one day his luck could change. Meanwhile, he watched the world around him, ready for any adventure that might come his way, unaware that, soon, his moment to shine would arrive. The sun shines brightly in the blue sky. The door opens with a soft noise, and Kelly, a girl in a school uniform, hurries out, holding her backpack. Her steps are quick and determined. Right on the threshold of the door, Pipo, a gray cat with big yellow eyes, sits and watches her curiously. Kelly, frowning, says, "Oh, Pipo, get out of the way." She waves her hand to scare him away, visibly uncomfortable. Pipo meows softly, but obeys, moving away with silent steps. He watches Kelly, his eyes full of hope, as if he were waiting for a caress or a kind word. Kelly, mumbling as she walks past him, and says, "Why are you always here? Go play somewhere else." Pipo lowers his ears and takes a few steps back, sad. Kelly doesn't even look back as she runs toward the car, where her father is already waiting for her. Pipo sits back down. The camera zooms in on his sad eyes as Kelly's car speeds away down the street, leaving a small cloud of dust in the air. Early afternoon. The sun is shining brightly, and there is a light breeze moving the trees in the condominium. She passes by Pipo without even noticing his presence. Her eyes don't leave the car, as if the cat didn't even exist. Pipo meows softly, an almost sad sound, but Kelly doesn't hear him. He takes a step towards her, as if trying to get closer, but soon stops, hesitant. Kelly doesn't even look at him. She just quickens her pace, crossing the gate of the house and going straight to the car. Pipo watches Kelly walk away. His expression changes, and he lowers his ears, disappointed once again. Kelly reaches the car, opens the door, and gets in without ceremony. From the driver's seat, her father watches the scene. Kelly's father laughs softly and says, "Did you see Pipo over there? He seems to like you." Kelly, rolling her eyes as she puts on her seatbelt, replies, "Oh, Dad, that cat is always in my way. He always gets in the way." The father shrugs and smiles as the car starts to move. Pipo, on the other side of the street, watches the car drive away. He lies down on the sidewalk, resigned, as if that moment were just another one among many in which Kelly ignored him. One beautiful day. In the garden in front of Kelly's house, late afternoon. The sky is tinged with orange tones, with the sun slowly setting on the horizon. The gentle breeze sways the flowers in the garden, and everything seems peaceful. Kelly is on the lawn, playing with a colorful ball, kicking it from side to side while laughing to herself. Kelly's laughter fills the air, echoing through the quiet condominium. Pipo, the wild cat, is watching from a distance as usual, hidden under the shade of a bush. His eyes are fixed on Kelly, curious but cautious as always. Suddenly, a loud bark breaks the silence. Kelly freezes, her smile disappearing instantly. A large, brave dog appears at the corner of the garden, with its fur standing on end and its teeth bared, growling ferociously. He approaches with quick steps, focused on Kelly, who is paralyzed with fear. Kelly screams in fright. "Ah! Help!" She backs away slowly, but the dog continues to advance, its paws stomping firmly on the ground. Suddenly, from a corner of the garden, Pipo appears like a bolt of lightning. His fur is completely bristling, his ears back, and his eyes fixed on the dog. He runs towards Kelly, courageously placing himself between her and the ferocious animal. Pipo lets out a high-pitched, loud, and threatening meow, something Kelly never imagined hearing from him. Kelly is surprised and frightened to see Pipo face the dog. The dog hesitates, surprised by the little feline's courage. He growls once more, but Pipo does not back down. The cat advances agilely, its claws ready to attack if necessary. The dog takes a few steps back, visibly intimidated by the cat that is staring at him firmly. Finally, the dog's owner appears running down the street, panting. The dog's owner shouts desperately, "Hey, Max, come back here," and apologizes, saying he didn't mean to scare anyone. He grabs the dog by the collar and quickly pulls him away from the garden. Kelly is still in shock, watching everything without knowing what to say. Pipo, now calmer, sits in front of her, licking his paws as if nothing had happened. Kelly, still panting, whispers, "You saved me, Pipo." She slowly kneels down and, for the first time, touches Pipo's head affectionately. The cat looks at her and purrs, satisfied. And so, after that incident, Pipo won Kelly over. Kelly adopted Pipo. And everywhere she went with Pi, there was Pipo and Kelly, together and happy.